every facet of life for as long as we have breathed air, and now we stand here in the Spodek. 10,000 in the stands. Million is the number being thrown around just yesterday in the semis, and now a major final which could perhaps deserve even more. The players now on your screens determine exactly how it will be, both Astralis and ENCE. Guys, there's a bit of a contrast here. We've got all ENCE in their seats already hitting the warm-up, and Astralis, they're having their convo.
They are preparing, right? They're making sure that everyone on the team knows exactly what to do when they're going up against ENCE. I promise you, Sonic has been staying up all night making sure that they know every single little detail. That's exactly what he's telling them right now. Be ready for those, and those small tendencies that but also the best team at preparing for their opponents.
Without a doubt, Astralis is the best team to ever play, and they will cement that if they win today. But you cannot change an entire game plan within 24 hours over for 3 maps, right? They didn't know if ENCE was going to pick Train, Mirage, or Overpass. Right. Surely Zonic put in some work for each map, but they can't drastically change their setups.
Our second map's Inferno. Of course, we'll talk about it when we get there, but they're on a streak on that too. I think 14.
So is it. They played Train 10 times this year and won all 10 times. They're unbeatable on Train so far. So Astralis would have to be the first team in 2019 to beat ENCE on Train if they at least secure a 3-map in this season.
Wow, okay, so we've got undefeated records clashing on a grand final stage. I don't think you could ask for much more. Let's not forget Alexi B, 21 years of age, and yesterday saying we're going to break their record. That takes a whole lot of something.
I mean, he could even be talking about the fact that they haven't even dropped the map in 2 straight major playoffs.
Yeah.
10-0 in the last 2 major playoffs. That's an incredible feat. I don't know how that's even possible. I mean, you're playing your opponent's best map pick 5 times, and you win every single time.
You're just impervious to Counter-Strike. You just can't fall. You can't drop a map. We have seen them bleed once at this major, and that was on Mirage. No Mirage to be seen, though.
No, and Astralis is by no means unbeatable. They just seem to be unbeatable, right? We've seen Renegades beat them, we've seen them test them to the wire. MIBR, NIP did it in the quarterfinal. Of course you can beat Astralis if you're playing your best brand of Counter-Strike, but that's what is required from them. They have to play the absolute best Counter-Strike that they have ever done if they want to stand a chance to beat Astralis in this final.
The craziest thing is the map that they dropped, they had a 12-3 lead on. It's not like, you know, they were down the entire map, went to overtime. Same thing. They were actually down 13-2. They managed to bring it to overtime. When these guys lose, it's still...
When they are down far out, say exactly the same, copy and paste that statement for both of the teams on this grand final stage. They've been down to huge deficits, and they have overcome them. Both teams have done this on multiple occasions, and Astralis versus ENCE is about to go down. Guys, you feeling it? You starting to get the Counter-Strike tingles? You ready?
I was ready ever since yesterday. That Na'Vi ENCE game, that was really getting me fired up, and I think today could be just as good.
Yeah, I'm so ready. OJ had the hairs on the back of my neck standing up. I'm so ready to see if ENCE can pull off the greatest upset in history.
Yeah, we've seen esports come close to Cinderella stories. We've seen impossible runs from all across the different stratosphere of games. We've seen TI champions from open qualifiers, and ENCE now in the Counter-Strike world look to challenge the Goliath. It's Astralis taking on ENCE. Their first major. Astralis looking to win them back-to-back. This is the juxtaposition. This is Astralis versus ENCE, and it is map 1. Henry, Sado, I know you're going to bring the noise.
We certainly hope so, Alex. ENCE take on Astralis. Make some noise! ENCE will start on the T side here. Astralis defending on the counter-terrorist forces. And it's a slow start here from ENCE. They go for the brown horse control, but there's plenty of CT presence there.
Certainly is. Already Xyp9x is rotated over. Dupree there as well. The ball goes to the outside. Seven's got the first kill of the finals. Aria's going to follow it up. Good for ENCE. Rotation required. The other 3 were the 3 on B. Ariel still holding while the bomb will go down. Safely planted to hold from Ivy, so X7 needs to stay aggressive. Dupree winning the back lane actually gives them a chance to wrap in. Post-plant loses a little bit of ground as a result. And don't forget that Xyp9x is alive in this. He can pull a rabbit from a hat on any occasion. Gonna try to pull one through the smoke. Second one down late. They've got great utility after the plant on the ENCE side.
Yeah, this is overwhelming now. Zipex trying to find any point of access at this point. I think they just have to save. They have no kits, they have no utility. They have got 100 HP and 100 armor. So that means if they do force buy in the next round, at least they'll have helmets. They'll have a bit more to work with in that respect. But it's ENCE kicking things off with a bang here. They're going to find Dupree. Surely he goes down here. Indeed he will. And ENCE as they win the T-side pistol. Just one player survives, and that's Zipex. A fast approach from main entrance towards Ivy. Smoke at the back of the bomb train and finding clinical kills as they make their way out. It's X7 who's had a fantastic tournament, joined by Aerial as well. These guys are deadly, and they put their best foot forward here in the first round. Will we see the force buy from Astralis? I doubt it. But with Zipex at the armor, maybe they consider scouts and CZs. But I feel like they'll focus on the big picture stuff here as we have a slight timeout just to collect ourselves, work out what's happening here as Astralis looks to take the full eco.
They won't need to worry too soon. We know how composed that Astralis can be and are. Until Grand Slam winners won the previous major, this would give them the third major title, tying them with Fnatic's record. And there's no signs of them slowing down either. That's the impressive part of the Astralis team, is that even while winning, there's no hints that anyone's clutching close behind. Liquid seemed to be the only team that might give them a run. MIBR gave it a go yesterday, and perhaps with them back to a Brazilian and Portuguese-speaking lineup, there's something in that. But right now, this is as David and Goliath as it gets. It's out of nowhere to go against them.
They've got the perfect setup there as well. Two SMGs, the AKs, and Alu making his way towards Ivy. Cash in the bags, he gets the first kill. There's plenty of CTs out here, though. They've gone with a full outside stack, but it doesn't seem to be slowing down ENCE whatsoever. They've got themselves in a 4 versus 1. This one is guaranteed. There it is. So that was the full eco. Astralis will be buying up into this next round. They can afford the AWP, but it's too free. They'd have to buy it on the nose. He'd get no armor for himself. And I think they'll focus on the rifles here. And it will be 2-0. Can ENCE keep this up? I expect to see some sort of execution here. 5 players focusing on one area, sending that MAC-10 in first, a Galil behind it, and just trying to get the bomb down, get as many kills as they can. They actually have a bit of a disadvantage, I guess, in terms of firepower here. So they're going to try and get the bomb down, see what can be done. If they win this, they're in such a fantastic position. But if they can get the bomb planted with 2 or 3 kills, that's also very good as well.
A bit more aggressive outside for Astralis this time. In fact, they burrow into Pop Dog. They're not going to try and take the Molotov down. Glaive! Dupree! He did. That's a huge. Molotov to push Glaive back. If he ran out and there was no one else dead, Glaive's going to be able to stay alive. All to the fact that Dupree found the double and they hold off Pop Dog. Guns in their hand, we're going to see exactly what Astralis is capable of.
That's quite the statement, isn't it? We go into the first gun round there, and within a few seconds, everyone's dead on ENCE. No one has dropped on the Astralis side. It's just Alexi B now holding towards T-Sport.
But here's the thing with the start from ENCE. So far, it has been very quick. The pace on the pistol, the follow-up, and now this round, most of the action has happened about the 120 to a minute mark. They can slow this down. If they start to set that tempo and Astralis has to use the utility early, if that gets in their mind, they dictate the pace.
It's always difficult to analyze these sections of the game itself because, yes, ENCE are using that momentum. They know they've got lesser weapons, and Astralis won't be fully equipped with the incendiaries, maybe no helmets there. So they're trying to stay together, keep it very fast, but Dupree with a double spray down with that AUG, of course, towards the main entrance. He finds the bomb, and all hell breaks loose. It's up to Alexi B now to see whether he can actually cause some financial damage. 35 seconds to do so. CT's have full control of the bomb, and he's just going to see if anyone's flanking his position.
But Device, he knew where he was coming from. They could hear him inside. And there's the first round collected. Took about a minute further to find the last remaining player, but that's fine. They only lose 1 gun in the meantime.
Alu can afford the AWP. He purchases that straight away. No problem for him to make that decision. They are going to force up around him. MAC-10 CZs. Money not as strong as you might think there. As we head into round number 4, Alu, he had a fantastic train performance in the game yesterday against Na'Vi, but he dropped off towards the end of the series. So hoping to see him set the scoreboard on fire here. His teammates going to require it. 1 pistol, 1 SMG, going quickly out of the main entrance again. That pace continues, man.
Sergey all the way down, smokes off as well. They force him just to go back twice. He's got a hold of the top of the bomb train, finds the one already at Sandwich, rotates it around. Astralis are ready for this. Absolutely, that's flawless. If they're going to run the fast pace, Astralis is absolutely ready for it. And you know what? I think it was a bit, I don't want to say predictable, but unsurprising that ENCE is doing this because they want to send a message early.
I would have thought they would allow Alu to at least explore what's happening there. They know Astralis don't have the AWP right now. Maybe take advantage of that fact and see if he can get any picks. But you're absolutely right. They are so ready for this. How perfect is that round? It doesn't get much better than that. Round 5 has to be the eco. Presumably Astralis will take the lead. As we'll see now. Just the Glocks and the Russian side. We discussed this all tournament long. Most teams focusing that inner bomb side because you're almost guaranteed a plum, but they're aware of it. They're playing up close and personal here. Device going to first frag, nails it. Sergey goes down. I don't think you'll see a plum here.
Alu's still trying to find his way around the corner. The fact that they were running so quickly and that Zipek's got to flash in, but wasn't yet in position on Device's side. You could have caused concern for the op, not this time. 4 for Device. Device is going to be a problem for them. There's no question. Alu, he can't be slow at any point in this game. Yesterday, he had a few off moments, sure. He was huge in crucial late round, late game, big moments, but Device is going to be firing the whole time on that AWP, and they have to counter it.
Well, they won't be able to this round. It's going to be AK-47, so they're going to have to use utility to try and negate the AWP of Device. It's very powerful. Looks like everyone on the Astralis is very, very sharp indeed. 3-2 on the CT side of train in the first map of this best of 3. This is the pick of ENCE. That's why they'll start on the T side. And Device, he's no longer towards the inside bomb site. He's holding outside. 3. Presumably joining towards a pop dog room. A very common setup these days. Like to focus towards the main and pop dog. And avoid any utility on the other side. The bomb stays down in T spawn as ENCE go back to the setup here instead of that fast-paced gameplay outside.
Clave's still down below. And this is also a bit unsurprising. As soon as the money becomes a factor, they want to slow it down and stall Astralis because they couldn't overrun them as planned. You've been spotted as well on that jump, so it's not just he that's holding the angle. Now Alexi knows that he's... He knows how far away he is now. That's not really wallable, but he is certainly trying to flirt with the crowd. Small amount of damage done to both Alu and Alexi.
Well, they've got the bomb towards inside. One player trying to fake them out towards Ivy. That's X7, gets the kill. 5 versus 4, they commit towards inside. Very good for ENCE.
Oh, Alu just absolutely rocks Zipix. And he was forced off. He was so far back because they put so bomb down. Sergey won't go. He goes all the way forward. Alexi catches Glaive. He knew specifically that they were going to try to go for the flank, but Dupree just wants to do economic damage at this point in time. 1 on 5. They've got money built up, surprisingly, a great amount on Astralis already. And they want to punish ENCE.
He'll do what he can. $10,000 to his name. That'll certainly be a buy for Astralis going forward. We do sometimes see them rock the double orb setup on train. It'll actually be Magisk, who's the secondary orb player technically on this map alone. ENCE, though, perfect round from them. Slow default. Trying to see if there's any aggression. Towards Ivy. He gets that all-important kill. It causes a rotation, and then Zipex at the very back of the bomb site. Nothing he could do. Alu with a lovely shot, the AK-47 guarantees the round, and they manage to take 4 players down with them. Dupree will survive. They start to adjust things, and I'm interested to see if Magis goes with that secondary orb, as Zipex has called for a tactical timeout here. Brilliant shot from Alu, covering the flanks. This is going to be a good game. These guys are ready to deliver on ENCE. So the timeout's here. We go 3-3, and Device and Magisk are yet to buy, so that's why I feel like they're kind of considering the double orbs right now.
So a slight issue. No one wanted to take any chances with even the slightest of FPS or any other issues, given this is a grand final. You don't get to play in these too often. I mean, I guess if you're Astralis, maybe you do, but for ENCE, certainly get this comfortable as possible, and that's a factor as well, because their mentality on this stage, it's a narrative you've heard all week long. They've never been on this stage. Alu's the only one, and they've come in now for 3 series and remained absolutely resilient all the way through. So rock solid, and take down mentally as well, not just by beating them in the server, but taking down Liquid and Na'Vi mentally. Now this is twice as hard against Astralis, and you've got to wonder, do they crack? Is there a point when they do? This is a whole different level of pressure.
Watching the clips from yesterday and seeing how ice cold ENCE were after winning huge clutches against the likes of Simple, for example. They're such young players, but playing years above their experience. It's fantastic to see. And now we go 3-3. Remember on the T side as well. So they're doing a great job so far. The unpause is coming through. It's only Device that has not purchased yet. Magus will not get the secondary op. The Device, presumably he's got his. He certainly does. As we head into round number 7 here, Alu's back on his AWP as well. Sergey heading towards more of a default here. Alu did get a chance to fire the first shot off towards main entrance, but nothing connects.
Making sure that they clear off Ivy before they even approach. It's a good read. Astralis does like to flash in. Beyond to Magisk though. They wanted to try and take it back, but he was perfectly positioned. That flash was just over his shoulder.
Yeah, he misses the Molotov and the flashbang, gets the kill, and now he falls back safely.
So Dupree this time the one to go up underneath of the ladder. Glave's already rotated off. He's playing at B. He swings early, and it's all 5 there. Dupree, he's already up the ladder, is he not? He's just below. He pushes now and locks them in. They're going to have to take damage for the Flames. Sergey finds the kill, but it's now Dupree's turn to strike. Immediately behind Magisk. Smoke down, knows that they're pushing up. They get him. They actually wrap back through so you can actually look at the amount of players that have rotated over from Astralis. They're not letting him go anywhere in aerial. It's a Surge set finish to the round. There's no way he fights forward this game. He might get one. Through the smoke, it's a fortunate find, but immediately responded.
Considered one of the best anchors in all of CSGO. It's Zipex holding the inside bomb site there, perfectly positioned, and the enemies are pushed in towards inside as well. That play from Magus, they know they've lost information that side of the map. If he pushes towards C-spawn, they have to act very quickly. That's why they go focusing towards inside there. 5 versus 4, and running through the flames, you can see they got 1 kill upon entry, but Zipex, look at this positioning, just so well played. Then he gets a kill for the smoke, no problem at all, and that denies the plant, so very well done. It is a reset technically, if they still have enough of 4 AK-47s to X7 on the map 10. Not a huge deal, can make that work as they send 5 players towards inner once more.
Pacifics, same play though, Dupree's underneath. Does it work twice? Pacifics, right side, shoulder peek, but he still finds it. Sergey! Oh, he ran off the cliff, gathering swine, he goes down. He was created because of the tag in the air. That was spectacular, but unfortunate. It's not exactly what you want to see on their side of things, because now, despite that they get Zipex, they're only left with 3 alive. Bomb planted. Can they hold it? No flank this time. All 4 at the front of the site for Astralis. Still good. They can definitely make a case for going at this. And they will. Off the lane. Not on that side. Just gets to find aerial. Kits enough. It's down to just X7. And he's only got a MAC-10. Rifles away from him as well. They're already inside. He's going to try to push through on the bomb, but he can't find. Can he? He's got the knife. But Dupree saves it.
That was too close for comfort there. I thought the knife might do it. He jumps through the smoke valiantly, gets the first MAC-10 kill. If he gets the backstab, if you get it right between the shoulder blades, it's an instant kill as well. There was a chance he pulls that one off. But not meant to be. Zipex once again. He did so much damage there. It's a crater. Sergey didn't do anything wrong. He was just very unfortunate to take so much damage. Zipex with 2 kills essentially, and it will be 5-3. After that reset, it has to be the full eco now for ENCE. They'll take a bit of investment here. CZ's P250s, 1 Deagle. Hold on to about $2,000. Dupree looking to get up. Taken down here. Opposite right up there. This could get a little bit dicey.
Device swings though. That's going to buy him some space because he already can hold off reverse side of the alleyway. Nade in, followed up. Glaves went first. Device. Easy peasy at that point. Sergey will plant at least in B, so further money for ENCE. Astralis looking pretty comfy. They aren't far enough forward though. If the Valor gets a headshot, and Sergey's able to at least get a trade. One, but has to reload. They're not putting him down yet, but Magisk will. And that'll be 6-3.
Pretty well done there from ENCE. They get a couple of kills. The bomb planted. The bomb down. They're going to have a ton of cash here. That's made us with 3 kills. 6-3. Astralis in the lead on the CT side now. Alu with 5 kills. Really want to see him start stepping up the AWP. Train, he can get a lot done with that sniper rifle. Device sat on 8 kills right now. Everyone from Astralis looking very, very good indeed, but ENCE are holding their own.
And this is not unfamiliar for them. They've been down in a number of games early on and come back.
That's true.
Navi had them at 7-2 and 7-1 at 2 different points in that series. Trying to find some grounds. X7 again will battle off with Magisk. This will be an ongoing duel between the two.
It's a great battle as well. X7 so good with his timings. His individual skills got better and better as the tournament progresses. Ali flashed off towards main, unable to get real information right now.
Backed off because the utility in place. X7's aware that they could sneak out. They've obviously scouted that, and I think most people have on train. Device checks corner with the AWP, but still they bring Xipix over the direction, so he had the information that no one was there. Surprised he doesn't rotate off of that.
Well, they're showing so much presence towards Pop Dog. They're comfortable at Ivy still, so might as well have a couple players towards inside. But X7 flashbang is spot on, but the shot is in play, ready for it. Takes him down 5 versus 4 once again. It's Glaive who's looking to find a couple more though, but looks like his days might be numbered. He'll take him down, but Xipix finds the bomb.
Finds the bomb is the key aspect. Has to find it. Get out! How does he jump off the ladder? It's so unpredictable. Sergey just absolutely confused and destroyed you vertical in one motion, but Xipix will hold out against Alu. He managed to get the bomb back.
Very confident in their setup right now. Astralis looking almost perfect. An awkward moment towards Pop Dog. They looked like he almost glitched out, but it's because he's jumping off the ladder, attaching to it again, trying to make things as difficult as possible for the CT. He gets one kill, but such low HP, taken down quickly after that. Loss bonus starting to rack up now. They're the 4th stage on the T side, but they're 7-3 down. These rounds have been pretty quick. $3,000 per player. I would suggest they're going to take a partial buy here, and with the maximum loss bonus coming in after that, they can see what's available to them. There's actually a good chance of winning these sort of rounds, especially with the loss bonus getting to the 5th stage. You can get Deagle, you can get armor, you can get a few smokes, execute towards inside potentially and see what can be done. They'll take the timeout now and work out how they'll operate in round number 11.
So up again. Full save required. ENCE have gotten a number of bomb plants on this. 2 on rounds that they've won, 2 that have been diffused on rounds that they lost, which has also been in this sequence of 4 rounds against them, so that's been adding a little bit to the bonus. But in a couple of those occasions, 2 rounds ago, it was desperate attempts. This isn't. X7 kill on Glaive cleanly, and he's got a gun picked up to go along with it, so an M4 to work with on Device as a response, wants to try and take the corner at B. That allows the other 3 to stay on the A site.
Hot Dog's been such a problem for them. Trying to get it on, and now they've got their second kill. He is an absolute beast right now. 3 for him. He just keeps finding hat-trick after hat-trick. And it looks like Astralis are back on their feet, but not for long. 2 versus 2. HP pretty similar on either side. It's Device with the AWP though, but he still has 100 health and all of his utility. As we hit the 1-minute mark, ENCE are going to slow things right down and work out what the next move is.
Deagle to wait at hell if they walk back in. It's still 2. The M4 stays with X7. He's only on 25. In a position to try and plant the bomb. Device is nowhere near enough to deny that. X7 wants to bait them out though. The longer he does that, the more chance he gives Device to rotate around. And Alu can't really counter that set angle. He can swing to trade, but he certainly would give Device a crack at it. Fortunately, Dupree plays this smart enough. Goes over to check B, and because he's so far away, Device can't do anything. He's got to hold in place. Deagle won't find it. Alu goes down. X7 only has the 25, but again, he's the one that has the M4. Presume that he's gone to Pop Dog, and he knows exactly where Device is. Well, time's on his side. Low HP finds Dupree. Device gets off it. He plays the ladder so that the feet don't show, and he's pulling away. He's further away. A better chance to win the round. Device, does he have time to get back?
It's going to be a close one here, Matt. This will be the eco victory, and ENCE are falling. The bomb explodes and takes the Device down with it. And it's that fast Pop Dog play from X7. It gets him a rifle. It's the key to the round. Allows them to start pushing towards IB, applying the pressure. And that's a big one for them. They've got plenty of cash in now. They haven't broken the finances just yet of Astralis, but maybe the morale. As we get into round 12 here, Alu back on the AWP. And Zipex currently sat on 11 kills and 4 deaths here. He's having an absolutely amazing game. 3 kills in the last round. Wasn't quite enough though, I'm afraid. As the smokes and flashbangs are deployed outside, just allow Alu to get in position and see whether he can find an aggressive CT towards Olof there.
Pretty bad. He's going to continue to hold this in default. And the default again is X7 toward Magisk. So repetition of battles early on. Change of play for Astralis. Magisk, he's got a much more powerful weapon this time to keep X7 at bay. Does require a bit more accuracy. VP will never die. They're legends in this arena for life. Ariel starts it, Dupree down. That's exactly what they want. So slowing the pace has proved valuable because now Astralis is starting to get inquisitive. Vulgar curiosity, he walks in, takes a chance and absolutely gets ripped off by it. No utility as well, by the way, for Dupree to try and take a main.
And that secondary order, this boy is all get the opening kill on the CT side. Back to a 4-on-4 it goes. You're absolutely right. They're waiting for that CT aggression to come through. Ariel has really been on trade throughout this tournament. He looks fantastic with the opening frags of that AK-47. Just in position to find kills towards main entrance though. He's done. Not quite connected to the shot. He is low as well. Needs to be very careful here.
Flash down. He still steps up this time. He's got it. Cover off nades to further damage. He's barely alive, but he is. One aspect of this will hold them off from hell. Alu with the off in reverse does get played back, but not before he can get the bomb away. Luckily, they got it back. Second is gone. It's on the ground. Alu's got to stay alive. Missed shot. An awkward standoff in the middle of the wait, they want the time to expire. They want to kill him afterwards, and they will. No money for Alu.
No money at all. That's very smart stuff there from Astralis. A lot of teams be tempted just to rush run up and he buy the shot, get the trade, make sure he can't do anything more, but they wanted to run that timer down. If you die after the round time expires, you get no money into that next round. Luckily, Alu had a bit of residual cash. He has 1,200 still, but they are going to take a pause at this stage. That's Astralis to call it, as they work out what their opposition will have in round number 13. If you are just joining us, it's the first map of this best of 3, the grand final of the IEM Katowice CSGO Major 2019. It's Device back on the org, and they just will hold on to the AWP for now. To ENCE, they're at first stage loss bonus. Everyone hovering around $2,000. If they force buy this one, there won't be a lot to work with. If they take a full eco, they'll at least get AKs and armor and smoke into the next round, but there won't be an AWP, that's for sure. So how do they approach this situation? CZ armor purchased by Alexi B. All the others join him. That's pretty much a force buy. Indeed they will. They're going for this one. So far with just 1 smoke. Now make it 2. Not a lot there on the table. We'll see what they can make of it. One go towards connector, and it's Alu once again waiting for the aggression towards the main entrance position.
Corner. He caught them off. Nade in, and he still found the headshot onto Dupree. Gets away with the M4 again. Same position they lost last time, Montag, but he's already tagged down to 26 this time. Nearly thrown off Device. That was under him. He jumped in Device. Somehow got the shot underneath, and they'll keep themselves perfectly composed. That should come. As no sort of surprise. I mean, that's so solid that they're easily able to work off of each other, even in panic situations.
The outside hole is just looking so sharp. All of a sudden, they lose the first pick, but then a flurry of frags come in from absolutely nowhere. It's so good to watch, and that's ENCE punishing that Pop Dog aggression once more. They get the opening kill with the CZ. They find the rifle, but before they have even a chance to reload it, everyone's gone down, and that was the force buy as well. So ENCE will have to take the full eco and see what they can do with round number 15. Glocks, 1 eagle, 1 flashbang. Once again heading towards inside and see if they can punish the fact that Zipex could be a long. It's the kill towards Pop Dog once again. I can't believe it. He picks it up, and Device trying to answer back. He spotted everyone there, and they're hunting him.
This is the problem for Device now in the AWP against the Pistols. He has to run all the way back, because if they come around the corner high flying, he'll have no chance at it. Pop Dog continues to be the issue. ENCE, they won the pistol, they converted it. They won 1 gun round, and they won an eco, so two things to take from that. One is gun rounds aren't going well, but two, they have won an eco already once. Doing it twice without picking up the M4 might prove to be a bit more difficult. Things fall silent. Astralis knows they need to pull back the map, but they also know they don't need to overextend, because on train, you still have so many angles you can play.
And they haven't given away the rifle. They gave away a kill, but still, they've got a massive advantage here. Had they given the AWP up, or an AUG, for example, that could have been enough to try and force them into getting the kill back in response. But they're running the timer down right now. ENCE unsure. Barely anything, waiting for mistakes to be made. There's a few of far behind Astralis on the server. Wave, isolated, sort of. I don't think he'll have much trouble here. Distracted. He's starting to arrive at the crime scene. Bomb goes down, and Mages will finish things off in style with the P250.
Not thrown off at all by running out of ammo, taps away at range, and Glaive was, you're right. As much as he was trapped, though, he knew exactly what their plan was. Yeah. If he gets distracted at A main, if he gets caught up in that, down come player Pop Dog, and likewise vice versa. So all he wanted to do was a couple shots either way until someone overcommitted. And that bought the disc all the space that he needed. So 1 round left in the half. 10-5 is not impossible.
This was the shot, so his main entrance. Alu, the only deagle. He did open things up. You could see how far away that weapon was. It's not like it helped him out a tremendous amount, because there's still plenty of money here for Astralis. Round number 15. Mage's going to be challenged by 2. He times it well, though. Drops the smoke and might send them packing as well.
Nades. Catch anyone gets bounced off the wall. Ricochet to the right.
Oh dear. That's not gone well for XCB.
Definitely not. Utility lost. They've got 1 smoke left. That's it, other than the one that they were planning on using that didn't go anywhere. Again, though, Device, this is something we've noted on, what, 4 or 5 rounds now? Getting this corner with the AWP, they're not challenging it early enough. The problem with that is as soon as you let him sit there, he's so capable of hitting shots, and he allows the rotation to go back over the other way. It's a bit like anchoring Banana on Inferno.
Continue the default here. Smoke to the left-hand side to block vision from Major Skip. Flashbang's out as well. They continue to progress down that position. Flashbang's in position to actually enable them access, but they're taking damage now. And through they go. They've timed it well. Major's got the reload taken. And it's a 5 versus 4. Last round of the half. Glaive surely going to struggle here.
The first Patop's out. Hypix actually got the shot instead, but Dupree still up in the control room, has maximum. It's a team kill. Ariel takes down Alexi, the last thing they needed. At least he gets 1 after, but now he's to be alone against Device and Dupree. 13 seconds. Bomb he'll gather, but Dupree waits, finds 11 for Astralis, and so far it's smooth sailing.
It absolutely is. They lost a pistol as well, remember, and Astralis take the lead 11-4 on the CT half. This is the pick of ENCE, and they're looking like they're going to run away with it. ENCE will need the pistol. We said they've had great comebacks before. I'm not sure this is possible. You'll have to find out after this break.
It's been nothing short of a miracle. It's been nothing short of miraculous. It's been everything that every fan ever wants in an underdog story from ENCE, but they're going to have to dig into every bit and every emotion that they had in those previous series, because 11-4 down against world #1 Astralis, who very, very seldom break on stage.
You just see the pistol. They can get that under their belt and convert it, which they've actually done a significant amount of times in this tournament. They could be on to something here, but it has to be a pistol victory. Anything else, I feel like Astralis will just close this one out. They're going quickly outside with 3 players down towards Pop Dog. The smokes are already down in the bomb site here. It's overwhelming. You see the flames coming in as well. X7 in a lot of trouble, but he digs himself out. That's the bomb down.
He started the first pistol off. One down, remember. Just back. He's going to follow it up. Sergey, but X7 on Lexi. They've taken the bomb down, and Dupree's got to go wide of the train. Wide, and he nearly gets a second as well. He knows the one above, but X7 dropping in. Dupree's held it back. Aerial holds on.
They try and swarm him. It almost falls apart. Dupree left in a 1 versus 1, but ENCE have done it. That's the round they needed. On the CT side, this is now possible. They get into round 17 here. Astralis have a choice to make. Do they force by now, considering they got 4 kills there? Or do they bide their time and look to do it in the third of the AK-47s? It looks like it's the latter. He's got the auto shotgun out. I like that. Just 1 rifle here in the hands of Sergey. That's going to make round number 3 very difficult indeed in terms of that firepower. Nothing purchased really at all from Astralis here. 1 P250 for Magisk. 7. He's hungry for frags here. Nice smoke, buy some time on pushing back towards inner.
Same position that he played on the T side, remember?
Yeah.
It's not uncommon when you have a sort of a whole default position that you play it on both sides, because naturally, you know the perspective each way. Alu gets Zipix down. Auto shotgun kill. He said he wanted some yesterday. Auto shotgun. He holds and nearly finds the last. Had to go to tapping at that point in time. And with great syncopation, he nearly gets a 4th kill on the board. His Magician now has to just sit back, put the bombs down, and await his fate. ENCE get their 6th.
4 players survive on the ENCE side, but here come the AK-47s. Do they upgrade any of these lesser weapons now? They have an MP9, a UMP, an auto shotgun. I would say X7 might want to consider dropping, but he'll buy the AUG for himself. Alu gets the FAMAS. He actually gives Sergey the shotgun, so we'll see how this one unfolds. Astralis certainly with the advantage here. Device has brought the queen. So he's feeling, we haven't seen many of those throughout this tournament, to be honest. Hasn't caught on like the AUG has. We'll see what he can do with it. Big round here for Astralis. Start their campaign on the T side. It's a very default round. Flashback to the place. More slower round to allow Apex. Bit of access for the smoke down though, and CT can sneak through that. And they know the auto shotguns out, the SMGs. There's every chance it might happen. And XCB once more in that main entrance. He loves this position.
It's not a bad one to have. That far up, you certainly can rely on a little bit more pressure on that. Sergey's alone at this point. Alu's gotten a bit closer, but Sergey has the shotgun down below. Wants them basically to commit to fall on the sword. Close the gap by way of gravity.
It was quite a cool little play there as well. They put the smoke at the lower ramp from the CT side and put a decoy of the shotgun inside it, just to cause absolute chaos in there. They're not sure if a player's in there or not, and ENCE will bait out a few grenades. Less than a minute now. Very slow round from Astralis. Is waiting for that first picker to come in their favor.
He plays an off angle inside of the smoke. No reason to stop believing yet. Young talent on either side, but a wealth of experience that goes against the other. X7. Needs to be a little more patient. If he wasn't revealed soon, he's easily held back against one, because now Glaive gets out. He also knows that Glaive's up close. He nearly gets 2. He nearly sprayed in. It is just he that remains, however. And despite that the bomb is ticking, Aerial's already on the defuse. Glaive, I don't even think he's aware of it. He's not. He's sitting back and he has to save the AK.
Amazing response there from ENCE. It was the fake from Astralis, but almost a pinch on the inside bomb, so they show presence towards Ivy, smoke the right-hand side. Their objective then was to get towards the backtrack through CT spawn and cause chaos as their teammates came down lower and upper. it works out, but they lost too many kills. X7 is looking absolutely deadly right now. Glaive did a great job here, almost gets a double kill towards the connector as well. Does the damage on the first, but then can't find the second. The bomb's being defused at this point, and he's left with nothing. It looks like Astralis fancy the buy here once again. They know they're so close to resetting the CT. They jump down the Pop Dog here, looking for that first pick. There's a little bit of damage towards Aerial, we'll have to fall back.
Remember the way in which ENCE battled back against Na'Vi. They won an eco on a run of 6 rounds. They won't be intimidated yet by Astralis.
This is all they needed. They won the pistol. They somehow win the 3rd round against the AKs when they had shotguns and SMGs. They're on their feet now. Astralis with 1 AK-47, a Galil, Deagles. Really nice. Utility here now. Now pick in return. They're going to upgrade one of those pistols for.
They're down and forces them back by some time. X7 will complement that with one that also goes over toward A main, and that buys a bit of room as Astralis have to regroup. (11-8) with a reset. That's the possibility for ENCE.
With that opening pick, Astralis slowed things right down, but they need to hurry up now. 30 seconds remain. ENCE are playing in front of any potential smokes. A double stack, as it looks like Zipex will start to show presence towards inside. A Molotov and a smoke to pull a rotation. This is where the action really takes place. Outside, he has a chance for 2 here. If he gets it, he can actually pull this one back. He's got a tremendous amount of time here, but he does go down. 10 seconds to get that plant in.
Time was everything. Just that little fake, but Alu trying to swing that. He can't do it. He just was waiting at the H, and they won't be able to deny the plant. Sergey, he may have to back off with this. He's going to try it. He'll go around at least and give it a crack. If he finds one fast enough, he does have a kit to work with, but what a task it still would be from there, because you've got Zipex, Magisk, Device. 3 absolute stars. And they're searching for their 3rd star. Let's keep that in mind. This is what they're playing for. They want a 3rd major. Magisk, it would be his 2nd, but what a story for him as well. In a year's time that he's joined this roster, they've been unbeatable.
That's round Astralis, and that buy was a bit of a gamble from them. 1 AK, a Galil, and Deagle to get that first area. Gives up a rifle. There was 10 seconds remaining. Zipex with the inside. Not so much a fake, just showing the presence with the smoke in, the Molotov there. It was enough to keep those 2 players caught in that position. They had to take the gamble. They're thinking, well, there's 10 seconds left. We've got so much heavy signs here toward this side of the map. It's got to be the commitment, but it wasn't. Device comes back around towards main entrance and takes down Alexi B. That was the kill that decided it all. It allowed them to plant. It couldn't be denied. And ENCE, they saved 1 weapon. Do they want to buy up into this? They'll take the tactical timeout and discuss their options. Looking down the barrel of giving up their map pick of Train. This round would lead them to 13-7 deficit, and they'd have no cash at all. So much on the line. Aerial has $5,000. Alu with the Krieg right now. They are going to buy from what I can see. Aerial's bought the AUG, armor, Sergey with Kevlar as well. They might as well fully invest now. We'll see what they decide to do.
Left to say. They pull it all out now. The money is gone after this, and you're 3 rounds away from the finish for Astralis. You don't want to give them an inch in this. You don't want to give them room. Nope.
Oh, he hits it.
He did, absolutely. Sergey tagged down to 24 immediately. But if you let Astralis settle in late in the game, there's no way you pull it back from them, surely.
This round might decide the outcome of this map. Good pick from Device, no kill, but takes the anchor down to 24 HP.
The Krieg has been carried over on the ENCE side. Brings it over to the tanker. He'll support above the low HP Sergey.
Device is communicated. He knows he's done damage here. They might as well go for it. It'll be a quick kill. Getting access through the lower ramp.
Dupree swings the smoker. Sergey's already there, but he's gone. Dupree on entry. Alu's got to drop off. Bomb plant at this point is sure. Molotov does reveal to Alu. Go the angle, but can't find the shot. It got away from him, and a lot of people have said that. The Krieg,
Yes.
as opposed to the AUG, this spray pattern is much more difficult to manage, and a lot of players haven't taken the time to find it.
It's a lot more chaotic, especially if you start spraying like that. You can see the bullets nowhere near the intended target there. Not as clinical as you would like, and there it is. That's a great call from Astralis there. They know the money's low on the inside. They've gathered up that they have bought into this, but they won't have incendiaries. They're not going to have the AWP. You've already tagged one towards inside. You might as well group up as a 5, take that low HP player down, and it's executed perfectly. I have to say, Dupree getting 2 of those kills, and now a 5-on-3. The round is guaranteed to be Astralis, but they want to take all of these CTs down with them.
Bottom of the stairs, so it will end as it is. Alexi won't be able to pick up a gun from the round, so stays on to a CZ. And I think quite literally he will this time as well. Okay, they're going to drop one over to him. He has the armor, so it's going to be pretty much a save. They don't want to invest anything else into it. Give the guns to the 2 that carried the armor and hope for the best, I suppose, at this point in time. Dupree so deep in the site as well. They get in so quickly, and they know, as Chad would say, the flight patterns, exactly where to run and exactly where to position themselves.
It was very impressive, and I don't think ENCE are forcing into this. They've saved 2 AUGs, but they're going to try and keep their money, I say, strong at least there. Still a chance to win it with Aerial and Alexi B, 2 very strong riflers here. They have a smoke, and is there any sort of aggression from them? They've got 4 players outside. And Sergey actually starts probing towards inner. He is...
He only got 1 at least. Vice was tagged on to 48 Dupree alongside and along with everybody else. There was no chance he was getting out of there alive. Glaive,
Look at those
the
smokes.
smoke. He's already walking out.
Yeah,
He's like, he has the whole outside yard.
he's wrecked them there. The fact he's so close there.
Just gets X7. But it's still going to be Glaive. That's the problem for them. Xyp9x creeps up. Do they know at all that this is already a save call? Because they're over toward B. Bomb planted, and Dupree's close enough. He's going to get spotted. They should push the ramp to take him down because that gives them 1 further gun. Device close enough, though, denies Alu of working forward to getting it, so it has to be the 2 AUGs carried over once more. Astralis are going to double the score at 14-7.
They can get the AWP as well now. That's a fantastic pickup. It is going to be 14-7, but at least there will be a bye. That's if they both survive here. Now remember, Matt, ENCE won both pistols, by the way.
It's a good point. Winning both pistols, but gun rounds. One last half and an eco. That's 2 pistol, the 4 rounds in total that add up as Aerial at least gets 2 more down, keeps the 1 AUG, but the AWP, they sought after it. They knew the situation. They weren't giving that up easily.
Yeah, that's the really important kill there. They denied the AWP. Aerial can still drop one for Alu, however. They're 14-7 down. There's still going to be compromises here with the bye. Astralis looking to close this one out early.
Nice. He's forced off. That gives Alu a chance. Finally, a song that he can sing back in the round. And AWP, but it's Aerial that just walks out. They never had control of pop dog. There's no one else in the front of the site.
Where's the flash? Where's the utility? Why is he walking in like that? Well, it gives up the kill straight away.
Glaive still holds off back alley. First side of the train, but Jisk has X7 in front. This is the battle of the time. This time flash comes through. Fantastic response, and Alu gets Glaive. Dupree, he's picked up the op that went down in his teammate's hands. He's made good work on it. But finally, ENCE have a lead in the rounds. X7's going to try and make that. He's aware of it. AWP, keep that in mind. X7 had to be perfect to find the kill. And this opens up the round completely. 53 seconds. Xyp9x already lurking over toward B. And the reasons that they have to believe him won't be too hard to sell. If he works in this position, they have to consider rotating because they can't afford to get caught out in a 2-on-1 situation and go down.
Inside's open. 40 seconds remain. The CTs are gambling towards outside. A smoke available for the lower ramp, and Xyp9x is walking out upper. This is looking good for Astralis. They get that bomb down. They got Molotovs to post plant as well. There is a smoke on Alexi B, but this is going to be a very difficult retake. In they go. They've got the inside control. That bomb's going down.
Grid throws it down to his teammate below. He'll stay up above with the AWP as a result of it, and you can already see by the laser he's aimed perfectly towards the connector. As soon as Xyp9x is freed from planting, he then takes that task and recovers the backlines. The corner of the brown halls. Molotov already thrown as well. Alexi and Sergey, they want in desperately, but they're held up. Just that little bit of time. Xyp9x knew surely where they were coming from. They should, but will he find the kill first? Sergey, 17 years of age to try and keep them alive, not concede overtime point. So already down on top, he can force Dupree back. Forward, low HP, he's got it, does he have the time? He's got the kid, he will, he should. ENCE is going to be so close, he's going to be extremely close, but they'll get number 8.
They desperately needed that round. It's Sergey that wins it just about by the skin of his teeth there. It came down to the utility. Those incendiaries are absolutely everything. Usually it's the T side that will have the advantage there, but I think Dupree wasn't aware of us the bomb was planted. He dropped it on the default plant spot instead of actually to the side in the more open position. Astralis won't win the round, but they still got a ton of cash, and I can't say the same thing for ENCE here. They're still so close to being broken. I'm surprised they won that. It was such a difficult round to recover. Well done to them. They bring the AWP over to the next round. 14-8 down on the CT side. Money's not there. They'll have to do what they can. Orgs, UMPs.
You could see Sergey at the end of that round as well. His eyes, man, the adrenaline. Looked like he was going to pass out.
So close.
Still all to do. Double up for the first time for ENCE. Xyp9x already through the smoke as well. He'll try around halls. There's aerial underneath, but so many players above. There's no chance he can try and swing and silently, stealthily get the flank. They have fantastic play, but it's just not possible.
They've been bullying that inside position, but towards outside and Clave to get the first kill. Aerial this time can do nothing about it, but they pull it back. Inside is the call now. It's They get one. It's a scrappy one. And now Alu needs to start hitting shots. Both the AWPs looking down towards the bomb site.
Double flash. Alu was fortunate not to be gazing in that direction.
Bomb has been planted.
Sneak up though, they're gonna stay on top of the bomb. Xyp9x has not moved an inch. Alu sees it. So perfect, so precise! As Alu gets it, the second off works. They held it off, but just wanted to work back in the ramp. He couldn't do it. 14-9.
The comeback begins now. They have money. They have double AWPs and 3 survive. Great stuff there from Alu, just showing his in-game knowledge there. Sees just the toes of the planter. Xyp9x there, takes him down, and then hits a wonderful shot on the follow-up there. Such great play by him. Look at the second shot as well. Device didn't see it coming, and it's a clean round from ENCE. That's the one that's the most important so far. And Astralis, they might consider an eco here. Device is down to just $2,700. ENCE looking for double digits. Astralis, it looked like they were going to close this one out. ENCE pick up both pistols. They haven't done enough in the gun rounds here, but as usual, they seem to arrive just before it all falls apart. Astralis, they can buy into this round, but do they want to?
Break them now. And we're on for something. They themselves don't have a buffer to play for overtime, so every round is do or die. Remember, no one has beaten Astralis on the stage, a playoff match in a major since London. They went unbeaten there to the championship. They're going to try and do the same here. ENCE of all opponents. One last team standing in their way. X7 again to the op. 2 to go. Run boost. Trying to flick as fast as he dare. Giving up the position though as a result. Smoke down and back in front of the site they go.
It all slows down for now. 4 CTs outside. Sergey alone with the AK-47. That main entrance control once again. They've been doing that throughout this tournament. They're so good at isolating the terrorists, dropping the smokes, buying time. They investigate the area, confirm it's clear, and still in aggressive positions. Holding outside, they rotate one player. That's going to be Alu towards Inner.
Smoke covered the entire end of Ivy. Right. Counter Molotov. Bomb at Ivy though, so X7 is alone at this point as well. They've pushed A main to at least try and anchor this site, but Dupree, he's the problem. He doesn't need to be a part of this attack. They were getting 3 from Ivy. They're going to pull the attention inevitably. And then Dupree just has to time his approach. He's down to 33, softened up by the nade. That gives them a chance. But look at Magisk. It's one or the other. They're giving up so much space. And Astralis, they get the 1 kill they need. That forces Dupree in. And now ENCE! They picked it apart!
It's such good play on the CT side. It's so frustrating to play against there. They've got full control of main entrance pretty much the entire round. They don't waste their smokes at the start. They use flashes just to ascertain information at the very beginning. Then, when they see they're at the 1 minute mark, they start deploying incendiaries, the smokes, and run the timer right down there. Dupree was waiting for his moment to strike. They even knew the CTs were in there, but nothing could be done. It's 14-10, ENCE have managed to get the double digits and break Astralis down to an eco. They could actually do this now. Their map pick. They said they needed a pistol. They managed to do that, and they've won some very important gun rounds now as well. No utility on the T side, just CZ's bomb of a major. Oh my God! The Desert Eagle finds 2. Could that be enough? Possibly.
Alexi still holding off though. Just when I thought they can't possibly do a 3rd top 3 team. Magisk reminds us that this is a very different team from the others.
Oh, good damage.
Alexi nearly got caught with the stone in his hand, but manages just to get away with the device. You're right, though, the damage as a result puts him within reach. He's well done, but Zipix with a CZ from ages away. Time to see that clutching prowess now, though, because he's in a 1-on-2. He'll try and swing it around.
They might think he's lower ramp now.
Problem is he can't go any further than here. If X7 holds that line, he's going to spot. He can go far enough. Zipix knows with the Molotov down behind. He can get ever closer.
He can win this map.
Get the first. He's tried it. He's got it. Down to 1-on-1. And he can evade. He can do evasive. He tries to slip in from behind, but X7 just barely gets there in time, and the better man blooms.
He's got it. Zipix did absolutely everything there. That shot from the low ramp towards connector. How's he pulled that one off? Luckily for ENCE, they pull it off, but that was close. Perfect movement, and you can see why he's the king of the clutches. Zipix 1 bullet away, I'd say, from winning that one and finding map points. 14-11 though, however. Round 26, ENCE continued the comeback. That's 4 rounds in a row. This is remarkable for Magisk.
Keep in mind, though, all of these kills, the fact that it's a 1-on-1, there's still not a buffer for ENCE. So again, they lose 1 round.
Yes.
And they're clutching at straws. Dupree Molotov goes deep. Alexi wants to try and get on the trains above it. There's so many smokes down, it's chaotic already. Counter nades, this is fast-paced utility. Tactical warfare. Dupree finds 1 device, follows it up. It's the opener for Astralis, and now the money becomes the factor for round 15. If that happens, they can pull off 3 versus 5. You swing out, X7 gets in and gets away. Exactly what he's done. And a lot of people were saying it was the, perhaps, support, if you will, the lackluster role in the team who wasn't contributing. Well, in these playoffs, he's been perfect.
I absolutely agree. Fantastic work from him. Pulls at least 1 frag back. It's a 4 versus 3, and this time Astralis actually have outside control. They're not locked in towards the main entrance. X7 still with enough HP to keep him inquisitive here as he looks towards Ivy, just confirming certain positions are clear here. Alu outside as well. The orbs ready and waiting.
2 inside though. This is going to be such a difficult task. They can't find counter picks, and X7 gets caught off by device. Alu gets it back, but he's going to have to be better better than ever. Exceptional. Swing around, but he can't find the shot. Missed by just a fraction over the shoulder. And it's all on to Sergey yet again in a 1-on-3. He's got no money left over. Does find Magisk. He's already got a chance at this as well, Glaive. He's not committed to the plant. 27 seconds. He can fire under. It's so hard to do. Instead, he has to even spray to try and counter off. He's got no choice but to go through, and that's where Zipex is waiting.
Map point found for Astralis. It's 15-11. And as you mentioned, going into this round, it's been so tight in terms of the clutches. So many 1-versus-1s. Bomb plants down. Astralis have broken the back of ENCE here. They have enough for a couple of rifles, but then it's going to be scouts, SMGs, and whatever else they can find and scrape together. Alu, he had a chance to win that one. He had to hit a couple more shots, but his position was very good. We go to round number 27. This could be a MP9, UMP, CZ, and 2 orgs. And it looks like a fast approach here from Astralis. They sent 3 players towards the main entrance, dropping the utility, and Alu looking to fight back.
Alu dies. For the single, even a second, looking, panicking. Nearly tried to catch out the bottom of Pop Dog. It's Device that caught him off with the AWP up close as well. It was from main. Zipex inside Pop Dog can fade off of this. Flash just trying to go back for it. Didn't quite work for him. Didn't bounce all the way through. And Device, to be fair, wasn't ready to swing off of A main, even if it had caught the 2 players up close. Look at Sergey. See, Glaive goes, headshot bomb. He backs it away. He won't be able to hold on to the bomb, but he will get back in the sight. And Zipex knew there was a timer on that he might be able to catch him as he ran.
A chance now. They have the 3-on-2 advantage, but towards the Pop Dog. Zipex spots one, but can't answer back just yet.
Device still waits as well. If they were he could time this. He's got extra. As he expected second, he won't. Aerial knew it. He waited just long enough to make him think there was no one else nearby. And it's on Zipex again, but this time he's got a little more than a CZ. And they're split into multiple 1-on-1s. It's 2 isolated battles at this point because Aerial's a half a map away.
But Sergey's got a good position here. He only has a CZ, sure, but time might elude him. We'll see Zipex slip towards the back of the bomb train here. He suspects a player towards up, and this is looking very good for him.
This is the problem, though. When Zipex disappears, it's clear he's up to no good. They know he's on B, but where? How do they possibly get that information? They'll go together. That is the right call. But this time, keep in mind also, there's no kits.
Yes, indeed. And no smoke.
Zipex can just be patient. He'll let noise reveal all. Oh, is he going to be spotted, though? Sergey didn't see it. He didn't realize. His own gun, I think, blocked the vision, and now Zipex knows that they're working in. One above. Oh, he's the leg. And ENCE the slaughter. Zipex that's going to hold it off.
Absolute perfection once again from Zipex. He's the man to close it out. ENCE, a great effort towards the end of that map, and Astralis just 2. Couldn't arrive at a better time.
spot possible, the side of the oil train, and he just plays with sound from here on out. It's literally the perfect clutch. I don't think Sergey could have played the round any better. Which is why it's so difficult to play him. So Dupree's going to get some info top mid and die right there. But Device is actually still alive at lane right there. And what he's doing is he's spotting mid, and then he smokes lane. So I'm going to pause it real quick. What that then MIBR of the arc. Now, this seems like it's the right idea because you can see what's going on. But you also feel like Astralis is filtering you to that side of the map by throwing this smoke, which Device threw. You don't really trust your instincts when you play Astralis, and that's why you're going to see actually MIBR go all the way back around, which, by the way, Fer got naded right there through the smoke by Magus Boy. Another thing that you have to be worried about when you play. The time in the round is running out, and there's nothing you can do about it.
It's brutal, Sean, it really is, and we've seen it time after time. They've set records on this map for utility damage. They averaged at one point 50 average damage with utility per round.
The current stat for Astralis on Inferno out of 47 maps played in the last 12 months on land, they have the highest team out of everybody in the world with ADM 38.8. That's the average over 47 maps. They also have the highest win percentage, but one thing that's good for ENCE here is to actually have the highest opening kills out of all the same teams in the last 12 months on land. They have the highest 4v5 percentage. You know, they're up there in trades as well, actually the highest at 25.1%. They're going to need all of those stat lines
play the best Counter-Strike that we've ever seen ENCE play. The problem for them is that Astralis have something to look at, right? We saw ENCE play Inferno against Liquid, a game that Liquid arguably should have won. They should have closed it out. ENCE had no business in winning that. That said, though, they were able to fight back and win that in OT. So the problem for ENCE coming into this one is they, or is there. A team like Astralis who are 100% against that Inferno coming into.
Well, there's plenty to look at, but how much is wrong? How much is you able to exploit? Talk to the coach coming into this grand final. He said, I could find gaps in Liquid, I could find gaps in Army. You're going against Astralis on a map that they have not lost in what feels like forever. They've got a 14-0 streak. It is truly against all odds, and as the stage starts to rise, so does the anticipation, because now it is one single map of Counter-Strike. They've played thousands, but this one means oh so much more. Dynasty to be forged for Astralis and ENCE to complete the Cinderella story. The odds stacked against them. It's over to Henry G and Sadakis to shout about their favorite video game.
Absolutely, I love Dwarf 2. Just getting it, like, this is going to be incredible. ENCE have it all to do. Pulling this, as you say, the map that Astralis are 14-0. Push down, X7's already got Glaive. He started off all three of the pistols. He has gotten the opener. But the is so far down banana already, and he and Dupree, they pulled it back.
Aggressive start there from ENCE, and they get the opening pick. It was looking very good. The device towards Log shuts it all down. It's now just Aerial, and the Astralis players are very, very aware of that. The bomb stood out, so push towards the step, and there it is, the first pistol on the board for Astralis. They lost both of them on train, but this is a fantastic start. Device with 2, dupreeh from 3, and they didn't have to deploy a strategy there, really. Just the default, waiting for that aggression. Nice idea from ENCE, get the first kill, but Device and Logs manages to find all the kills required. Now ENCE have the option to force buy in this second round. It's very common on the CT side of Inferno. Get the CZ's armor, smokes out, treated like a gun round. But they're going to take the full eco instead. Nothing really purchased here at all as we head into round number 2. No nades, no armor, just default pistols, and they'll have a 5-man A stack towards the apartments.
Just watching to make sure no one jumped through boilers. They push down. You're absolutely right. But problem being, and they're discovering this the further they go with each passing step. No one there. Yeah, back over toward B instead.
Looks like it's clear, and indeed it is. ENCE will be conceding this round. ENCE finds a couple towards the bottom. Device is flashing on the AK-47. They don't have an issue on these frags, but dupreeh can actually farm some cash to the MAC-10. You want to send them great stuff. Will there be one kill found? Absolutely not. It's the SMGs doing most of the heavy lifting here, but ENCE can buy up now. They'll have M4s for masses, maybe some orcs, we'll see. The AWP is available to X7, but I don't think he's purchasing it.
Still waiting to find out. No, he's gone away from it, so he's gone to do with the AUG. No bomb plants required thus far. For Astralis, they just win it on kills. It's almost aggression. Down banana that time.
Now we look at this, there's no incendiaries at all. Apart from LXV's got 1. How do they get real control here? Well, if you send 4 players towards B, you might stand a chance. That's exactly what ENCE has done here. Trying to get that banana control that Sean was talking about, but overwhelmed by the Molotov, they'll have to fall back. There's only 1 player on the A side. That's going to be Aerial. As Blade pushes closer and closer to the mouth of the bomb site here. Flash over, they're going to try and reconnect. Pretty good so far. CT still fighting back, and it's a 3 versus 2. Sergey alone on the bomb. Anticipate him though. He gets the first frag. Smoke is good. This could be enough.
But now he stands trial for all of his sins because they know he's there and alone. They're going to sneak through it as well. Already around behind. Pulling off on the tree. He knows dupreeh that smoke's going to be gone, so he swings back over and gets inside of the ruins instead. Aerial has not seen anyone.
Yeah, he was aware of the possibility of a player going towards spawn, but there's so many angles to check. Sergey will do what he can here. It all comes down to the timings. dupreeh, remember the MAC-10, he actually does not have the advantage at this point.
And Zipix isn't immediately inside of the site, so this isn't a perfect trade. Many steps to get there, but the fact that Zipix has the chance because Sergey can't continue it on. And it's Aerial yet again. Smoke down, he won't be able to push through yet.
Bomb has been planted.
Breeze low. If he somehow can swing to fight, not be spotted in turn. He looked the wrong way. Aerial drops, dupreeh covers it.
An interesting approach there from ENCE. They knew they had a lack of utility, so they tried to counter that fact with numbers towards the banana area. 4 to be exact. With the rifles, the SMG trying to battle back, but you could see 5 players from Astralis there ready to fight back, and it's dupreeh once again. Now play with a flashbang off his teammate. Zipix throws a flash, he sneaks through spawn, and dupreeh, like we mentioned, did not have the advantage in the initial duel towards first oranges, but he gets back up from Zipix there. They win the round, and it's 3-0. dupreeh is 8-0, by the way. He hasn't even died yet as we enter round number 4. And ENCE with Deagle, CZs. They've got a mountain to climb now. This is looking like a 4-0 start on the T side for Astralis.
And think about the heavy heart dupreeh plays with as well. His father passed just before the start of this major. And he's been here, he's been absolutely focused. No doubt the first emotion for him after this away with that as well. Carmack spoke about it, the amount of sacrifice to be here. dupreeh will finally drop. Gun available as well. Still at B, Device.
He's already got a kill with about a 7 there. He might be able to get it at this point. Speed is very low indeed. It looks like all 4 players will commit. think that he might be able to get one legal kill. He's got 10 HP. That's the shot he needed, but the round should still be going in favor of Astralis. CT's have an M4. No bomb party just yet.
Now swings it back in again. Sergey and Ariel get position. Ice is deep. He's already found the first. This is when Alex looking his direction. Gets one off. He knows they're still on either side, and Zipex takes matters into his own hands.
Just before it gets a little bit uncomfortable, Zipex takes care of it. 4 in a row, a decent round there from ENCE, but no victory. But this is where the game really begins on the second map. Alu, considered one of the best AWPers on the CT side of Inferno. His arch play is spectacular. Always delivers, but he's going to have to more than ever in this particular round. Device, so perfect. Gets the kill for the smoke initially to open things up. Keeps trading with his teammates, and it's round number 5, 4-0 for Astralis on the T side of Inferno. All for Alu. Very default setup here, but Alu is going to be looking down towards the underpass and T-steps area.
Alu just waiting. We know how good he is on Inferno. He can take matters very seriously with that op. How many times have we seen him push down to vault mid?
He loves that play.
He'll hold this time very passively, waiting to watch inside of Boiler, but they're sneaking behind. This setup's not really designed to cover off for a fast play out of the apartment. Ariel, he's got to be perfect. Didn't even see the man. Sergey found only one. Ariel steps back up, unfortunately. With a strike of a match, he's utterly turned to ash by Majisk, and he burns down inside a pit, opens up a lot. Because they're out, Bomb is behind the hold, though. Majisk has to cross back over. Fortunately, there's a smoke down in front of Library that will allow him to do so.
3 versus 3, but a massive advantage here for Astralis. The retake begins, the orb's up, but another smoke is down. How do they break through the force field of the smoke towards the arch side? They'll focus towards looking for both, he absolutely nails it. Does he finish things off with a hat trick? We'll see. Alu with no choice but to fall back and hold on to the AWP. That's going to be 5-0 for sure now. Lovely approach from Astralis. They've got so much money, so much momentum behind them. They get the apartment's control, one smoke out, a flashbang to follow, and they make things so difficult to contain. It's that Molotov towards a pit that removed Ariel from the equation. They got 1 kill, but Alu might be done for here. Hits the shot towards Glaive. I don't think
for a second follow-up. Trying to spam, and he might be saved by the time he is. So the AWP, all they have to work with on the ENCE side. They force around it.
They could, maximum loss bonus.
It's a close force, though. It's just under the threshold of comfort. They're going to. It's going to be UMPs.
Well, Ariel hasn't got armor yet. He does buy the UMP.
Might be solo.
Oh, just the partial buy around him. Still possible, though. We know the potential of Alu on this map. We just have to see it.
Same position as last time, so didn't want to get aggressive with the op. Thought there was a chance he might. Might be too early in the game to start throwing caution to the wind.
Wow, look at
this
this
so
stack.
Cavalier. Yeah, this is very done. Game over. But did they know there's one behind? Sergey, he doesn't strike fast enough. The door opened quickly.
Yeah, they're there anyway. They're watching it. It's a nice opening pick, but Sergey can still cause damage here. CZ doesn't land anything at all. It's over the opening kill. It's the 5 versus 3, but Alu's still alive. A small chance they can win this still.
He's got to be in the right place at the right time as much as accurate with the AWP, because they now identify he's still on angle. He's going to rotate the bomb back around toward T-stairs, and the fact that they have devices on site pretty much confirms matters done. And this time, you got 51 seconds, the bomb's nowhere near being planted. There's no way Alu survives. This time they're going to punish him, surely.
Well, they've got him surrounded. They're not even right now. They want to take the all-important one. And that's the orb remove, and he still has cash. $100. It's 6-0 on the T side of Inferno. This is the Astralis pick. Not many teams can touch them on this map whatsoever. And it's going to be a counter-terrorist timeout. That's ENCE working out their options here. Alu purchases the AWP. Do they want the secondary orb once again? We saw X7 rolling that weapon on train to great effect. They need to start posting rounds now. 6 is actually enough on the T side to consider it an okay half, or even a pretty decent half, sometimes depending on the matchup. So they need to start posting a lot of rounds together. Astralis have so much cash, and the pressure's starting to get to ENCE now. Getting ran over here in the first half of the second map.
We've yet to see them really be run over. Again, they're somehow capable of pulling themselves back into these situations. They were 7-0 down against Big in an elimination match, 0-2 in the group stage.
Yes, that's a very good point.
Again, every time we say that, we have to remind you, though, that Astralis on a stage is something unworldly, something we've never seen in Counter-Strike before. They are just so good.
It's very true. The leg of one, still can't connect the shots just yet. 2-3, baits out the smoke. Does he want to push it? Not quite. Pull back and it's baited out. Control the CT, still very early on in the round, and LXCB with no grenades now. X7, same story. That's his smoke gone. So how do they hold on to this banana area? They've got nothing to challenge it with.
They're going to boost. You can see him call for it the second he went down. They can face it. They get away from the flames, and they can't. Alexi could tag just enough as he fell off the wall that he'll burn alive as soon as he wanted to get back to B.
That's still a massive advantage for Astralis, especially on Inferno. The numbers will be very thin on the CT side. You can see it's just X7. Remember, no control. Less, well, around half. Back, and he get the second. He absolutely can. That's fantastic as he goes to the 4-on-2.
That's a brave repeat. Especially, as you say, he was alone on the site. Xyp9x had to go back for the bomb. This buys a lot of time. No one rotating off, though. So this could still be X7 solo holding. And if they let this be a plant, and Alu's got to rotate over, he's the closest with the AWP. They've got two smokes on the Astralis side. Either of those are up in the post plant. This could be a problem. One down now. X7, he's found. It's exactly that. They're late to rotate. So bomb gets in. 18 seconds, it will be planted. And Dupree, he wants to hold inside of it. He's actually going to fall off. Probably the better call. You can certainly hear them working their way back in. He'll even consider Banana at this point in time because it's planted for him. He can swing out, and Xyp9x, he stays directly on top at the emo position. It's a perfect way to swing. He can drop down, cover off anyone to his left. Alu's the only one there so far. Again, the AWP up close as it is. Utility thrown in. Dupree back in. He finds both, and it's 7-0.
It doesn't get much better than that, ladies and gentlemen. That is Counter-Strike perfection. My God, 3 versus 2, no utility available on the T side, but the positioning, the reactions to the smokes coming in. It's Xyp9x playing off his teammate, and look at that play. The preemptive fire towards the coffins is absolutely beautiful. How they pull that round off, I'm not sure, but ENCE are really feeling it now. They have to go into round number 8 with nothing more than Deagles and CZs. They've got 4 HEs, however. They can get an opening kill from this, but they won't be able to recover rifles. Need to go in, not much damage found. There it is towards Glaive. But he'll continue to shoot towards B. Down he goes, maybe a little bit too aggressive there with low HP.
Can't get the rifle, though. It's just too far out of reach. Device makes sure of it by putting a Molotov back in the corner to ensure that they've gone back over to the site. Double boost. Might have to be. So now, 2 above the smokes. Mass chaos will ensue if they don't look that direction, because 2 pistols, one of them a Deagle, could do massive damage if Astralis walks by that. And they'll smoke it again. Device with the Krieg wants to try and open up toward coffins. The Jisk is still there as well, and I think he's setting to clear out new box.
Still the with that pick. 4 players on the CT side focusing the B bomb side, but the bomb for now is in second middle. There's just Aerial who's currently hits. He'll have his work cut out for him. Device showing a little bit of presence towards B. CT still there.
Third smoke deployed towards CT. A lot of utility left over on the Astralis side. Device is close enough that he might actually be able to sneak under it, even with the boost. X7, he won't see him. Does, but it's too late. He doesn't want to fire at that point. He gives the information to Device. They try and walk the boost out. That makes it easier for Device to actually line up the shot. So Sergey, he gets underneath of it. Meanwhile, it's back over toward A. Aerial has to do every bit of work. He's got an angle given to him, but that's taken immediately back.
Bomb's going to go down, and it begins again at 3 versus 2. No kits available for the CTs, as Magisk and Xyp9x both get in the apartments. A great positioning, and once again.
Still the advantage, but Alu has an AK at 100 HP. You'd argue with the armor as well that he's their best shot at this.
No kits, no smokes. How do they win this?
Achilles on. But just sneaks back around. He's coy. Sergey, much to do at this point in time. He does take the blood from Magic's head, but it won't be much more than that. The bomb's gonna detonate 8-0. He wants to chase him down. He was low HP. Just barely stays alive. Astralis sitting unbeaten so far on Inferno.
Close rounds do nothing for ENCE at this point. Zipex, after winning that one, has $16,000. That's the absolute maximum you can have in Counter-Strike. If it was a close game, I would say that's significant, the fact they did so much damage, but at 8-0 down, it doesn't help them at all. ENCE will try and counter this with a double orb setup. Alexi B and Alu with the sniper rifles here. But once again, it's just so perfect from Astralis. There's not really much you can do against this. They get that bomb down with 5 seconds to spare. They both get in the apartment. Absolutely ruin ENCE. Alu back on the orb, and this time not as aggressive. To start winning some rounds here. 8-0 down. On the half shot, Alexi B's gonna be gets away just about. An opening once more for X7.
What?
Hello!
Glaive, oh man, he absolutely nails it. They both got weak in
Wow. So many double kills of the HE map. That's insane.
We talked about how Astralis reinvented this game using utility. This map especially. HEs were not really relevant, not prevalent until the last 6 months, and they are the reason why. Aerial again, 1-on-4, 9-0. There's no way he can pull this back. And there's no use in concentrated whale at this point. He will at least get one back, but it's inevitable. They're gonna run him over at this rate. Bomb's already planted and Glaive's hunting.
They're gonna have to eco again, or at least a partial buy next round. If they save the org, they might be tempted to force into it, but why wouldn't you hunt him? You've got so much money here on the T side, and it's Glaive sniffing him out. Aerial, just a couple of bullets in this AK will take him down. It looks like Glaive has found him once again. Another clean sweep. They've barely died on the Astralis side. Dupree 11-3, Zipex 11-2. Alu 1-8. Similar scenes to what we saw yesterday when he dropped off.
And he's had the off twice. It's not like it's been all economy against him. 5 kills tops for both Sergey and Alexi. Nice puts on a clinic as always.
The double kill at first Oranges. It looked like they'd done enough. They got the opening pick, but then it swings in the blink of an eye. And like I said, ENCE now, they get $3,400 every round they lose to this point. Problem is, you need about 4,500 per player to have a decent buy on the CT side. They're going to have to go CZs and armor again, but they are good in these sort of situations. Not over just yet. It's a very scary scoreline, but they've come back from worse. We'll see if CZ's armor can find them that round to get them on their feet, get some money rolling. PT50 CZs, HEs, still a chance, but if it goes 10-0, that chance really is.
Wow, finally they go in. Down. Device has to turn his attention, but he knows that means there's going to be a the top of Banana. He won't get caught by it.
Beautiful.
Unbelievable. He's so well orchestrated in every situation. You can't fool Device. Even when you think you've got the outnumbered, Glaive's going to close off X7. Even the aggression won't work, and at this point, it's not even round by round. It's pain by pain. That ENCE slowly have to let this game slip away. They've got to do something to get back in. Finally, an AWP back out in their hands.
You're right there. The AWPs come out. They go for the double orb setup again. Alexi B considering it. Hasn't purchased here, but Device just looks like he's on another level right now. Nothing can be done. 10-0 on the T side of Inferno. Already a map up. This will do it. Secure their third major championship. An unexpected matchup here. ENCE go down swinging, but we need to start posting around. Need at least 3 or 4 to even start the conversation to come back.
Double flash forward at that position is X7. That can stop Magic's there either. He goes back around. Finally, they get something rolling. Alu. He takes out Dupree. He's going to be locked in, and they'll shut him down. All on to Zipex, this time in a 1-on-4. Can he keep the shutout alive?
So this is the boss mode is now removed map. Every kill Zipex can find. Massive knock on effect. He might still be able to win this, you know. With a minute there, the flashbang goes. He's looking very good. Sergey will take him though before things get out of hand. Lost bonus removed. The next round is must win. No question about it. ENCE have to take this one. A 10-5 scoreline. It's still possible to recover. They'll have the AWP, a couple of rifles as well. This has to be a victory. Nothing else will do. Great aggression there. Not timid at all. Lovely work from Sergey to close out the round cleanly. As we head into round number 12. Spending almost everything they've got.
A few smiles on their side so far.
I gotta enjoy this run, right? Still one from
and there's nothing to be ashamed of. This run has been so good. This one is as well as they run down middle. It's gonna be Alu holding off the corner. We know he's good at it. He's flashed away. He's got to scurry. The other side of the map, Device. Again through smoke. These guys are so good lining up and anticipating. And he steps away.
No way.
And he nearly gets it again, even spraying with the pistol. Just foolish. Zipex will flash himself back in area alone. In the sight does find one. They don't even consider the fact that they haven't hit for so long, but his patience catches him slightly off. Unfortunately, he'll burn. He'll burn, but the name he's in the open. They're so good with utility on the other side.
It's pretty unbelievable, I have to say. Wow. Just an Magus has got 213 utility damage so far. Glaive with 119 and Divisive 43. They're doing absolute work with the utility, that's for sure. And that's the round they couldn't afford to lose. They will not have the loss bonus behind them now. They'll have to buy with everything they can. CZs, Deagles, Scouts, and Org. If they can't win this round, it's likely to be a 14-1 half. Down there, right through the wickets. It's Molotov will hold the CP to pay. Grenades will do work once again. Alu goes down. Alexi B drops, and this is all falling apart once again. Zipex patient for the push. They just know exactly what he's traded out, but he can't get the double. It's left in a 4 versus 1. That is the nightmare scenario.
Slaps himself out. Dupree's already on the case. You're right. They're one step ahead in every single situation. 12-run reset. Not much left for ENCE now.
Sonic doesn't have to do much at this point. They're in cruise control, and it has to be an eco. They got $2,000. They'll have to eco for the last round. That's why I was saying the 14-1 scoreline was looking very likely.
Not so easy today.
Full eco.
Full rush. Caution to the wind at this point. Device nearly getting the ace. I thought he would get the fifth. Glaive beats him to it. Same result, though. It's another round for Astralis, and it's one step closer to tying the record for all-time major victories. They want their third. They want second back-to-back. Fnatic won their third and their final on this stage, keep in mind.
That's a very good point. Last round, what a half it's been. Astralis displaying pure dominance here. Why they're considered the world's best. So consistent. This is no flash in the pan. They've been at the very top for a long time now. Doesn't look like they'll be challenged today. Looking for the clean sweep in the final. 2-0. 14-1 in the team side. Pretty unheard of, but if there's ever a team that could do it, the Young Games would certainly be in that conversation. No kits, barely any utility. Hoping to see more from the EP. I don't think we've seen a fragment so far. Circling the M4. They've lost map control here. The aggression hasn't worked. The default setup, yielded no fruit. Bomb still down in the you have a chance here, but can't connect the bullets.
He's tapping. Nice. Exactly where they're inclined to play. Not even about baiting out utility because there just isn't any. No kits either, keep in mind. Toward Connor now. Firing The area's to clear. He walks heavy on inside the smoke. He's down to more Glaive. He's able to run him over, follows that up. Once again, the site is open. Dupree will go for the plants.
4 versus 3. Zipex in a prime position as well. Absolutely nails it. It's looking like to be 14-1 here. That's a tremendous half. It doesn't get much better than this. He currently sits on 18 kills and 5 deaths, and Dupree is bickering over the frags now. Who will get them? Absolute dominance there. Counter-strike perfection. This is why they're the best. ENCE, it looks like this could be the end. They've had an amazing journey here, but Astralis just too powerful. There will be a chance in the second half if they can pick up the pistol, but whether they can go further than that is yet to be seen. You'll have to find out after this break.
ENCE may have touched eternal things on the hearts of humankind. No one can ever take this run away from them, but Astralis, they never let it in their minds. It's not even come into a shadow of doubt in this game. It's 14-1, and we've got maybe just 2 rounds away from them in a 3rd major championship.
Absolutely right. ENCE will do everything they can in this pistol, of course. They've got 5 sets of Kevlar, and they go for the rush towards middle. It's Dupree that takes a bullet in the face, but he will survive as they continue to push towards the arc side. Dupree to fire the flow. What is that shot? Unbelievably good, as Glaive will try and back them up. Can they hold on to it?
They're forward to the smoke, but they've lost the bomb. Glaive's great shot takes down Alexi, and they've got to turn back forward. He's well aware of the fact that Zipex is going to rotate into Aerial. But in very difficult circumstances. Fortunately, they cleared out Pit, and they have the backside of the site. On top of that, they've got the advantage.
Bomb has been planted.
A comeback They have to play it. They have to put everything into it. They've got to give themselves every possibility. They'll corner off the Zipics. But Device has gone around. Already. Reload could cost him. Sergey holds on, and ENCE get their second.
Smiles on their face. They should enjoy every moment of this. 4 of these players in their first major and the grand final against the world's best. They've won the pistol. They'll bring out the AKs, but as I mentioned in the first half, on Inferno, the CT side, second round force fight is very viable. 5-7 CZs, a plethora of smokes and flashbangs as well. Astralis will try and end this early.
Got lots of time to recover from that if it doesn't work out. Down for the fact that they were holding it on the front. They didn't want Alexi to run around the corner and give up something quite so easily, but Dupree even still finds the first kill.
They've rushed middle again, by the way. They've rushed middle on pistol. Rushed middle, and there's a 5 versus 3 damage. It looks like it's falling apart, but they start to save the day. Goes to
good swing from Aerial down to 1-on-1. We know how good he is, but he has to reload, and there's not enough time for him to reset into his tactics. It's when he gets time to set up. That's when you know you're in trouble, but if you can bounce, you won't give that chance away. And fortunately, they do lose all but one, but they stay alive.
Well, it's a full eco now for Astralis. Do ENCE rush middle again? That one works out. It was a 5 versus 3 that's recovered. I love the fact they smile on their faces. Nothing to be ashamed of here. 1 HE, 1 Deagle. That's all Astralis will bring into round number 18. They are sending heavy numbers towards middle again. It's Dupree waiting with the Deagle, but down he goes. He did get a headshot through the wall and take Alexi B down to 1 HP. That's incredibly unlucky. Rush middle again, it works 3 out of 3 times.
No fault there. If it ain't broken, I mean, what are the odds that they're going to do it a 3rd time as well, right? You can't really blame Astralis for assuming to stack the B site. Eventually, something's got to change. Double bluff. Either way, Aller's going to wait. Get rolling on this T side, maybe get the AWP out. Aegis will get yet more utility kills for Astralis. Back 10 at range. To Sergey. I want to make sure Sergey he stays that way because they can't afford to lose any more of the AKs. Does bomb detonate? I think time's going to reset just barely. They almost lost 2 guns to the bomb at the end of that.
Well, this is where things might start to come to a close. Astralis with the AWP. The Orgs are out. No kids, however. Don't think ENCE will rush middle again. Now they've got 3 rounds in a row. Might be worth thinking about going back to the defaults and seeing what can be done here. Take it round by round. That's what they've done before. I mean, they recovered 15 to 8 against Liquid. Much taller order. That's Glaive with the M4. He'll get 2 and doesn't even want to pull back yet.
It looked like he was going to get taken down on that because Zipics was caught with a nade out. Glaive was never spotted. Shifts yet again. They've gone low. Both those players on B are low, but Device is rotating over as a result. He'll bring it on. Now lose over. He's not aware that a Device has come right back over on his side of the map. Boldly gets taken down. Aerial's the last alive. It looks like championship and major point of the Intel Extreme Masters kind of its events. Pulling away with Astralis. All they have to do is find 1 remaining player. Dupree does that.
1 more round will do it. Our 3rd major trophy heading towards the cabinet of Astralis. That's such a dominant round as well. Glaive, he's not messing around. 2 kills of the M4, falls back, funnels him towards A. Bomb nowhere near planted. That's ENCE who have enough to buy into this round, but they'll get 4 AKs, 1 Deagle. Expensive rounds previous. And is this where it all ends? 1 more round will do it.
If you doubted for a second that they weren't the greatest of all time before, what argument have you now? History is being written with every single event they attempt. This is unexplored. No one's done what they have. Intel Extreme Masters, the Grand Slam last year, back-to-back majors. Surely 2019 can't possibly be a slowing down, not for Dupree either. He'll get two. Walk in the smoke, Glaive. He'll only punish one. Shift area to find, and it's done. They had one goal. That's it. That's all they wanted. Back to back. And they've got it now. And the last to join the circle is Dupree. How much he had to give to be here. How much he had to give up. The loss of his father, no doubt he'll be smiling down on him now because he has broken all the records along with his team.